I love the Adipure boots, actually. I've been wearing them since they launched a couple of years ago now, and I think it is for sure the most comfortable boot I've ever worn. I think I liked, when I first saw it, was the way it kind of, the retro look. It kind of reminded me of a World Cup, which I always wore when I was growing up, World Cup and Copa Mundials, but obviously brought along to the future. It's a very simple boot, very light, and I just love the design of it. Hopefully I'll be wearing Adipures for the rest of my career. I did. When in our day at West Ham, we all had boots to clean, so we were designated 3 players. So I was cleaning the pros' boots and scrubbing the mud off them and everything. So that's why I'm obviously so knowledgeable about boots, because I had them very close hand for a few years.
I'm Terry Ellis, Senior Kit Manager for Chelsea Football Club. This is the Chelsea Boot Room. Welcome to my world. Okay, so we're in the Chelsea Boot Room for the first team players and reserve team players. And what we tend to do is we have 2 pegs around the place for each player, and we'd have a training peg which consists of 4 pegs, if you like. So you can have 4 pairs of training boots, 4 pairs of match boots, and for each player. And again, we keep it for every player, and then obviously we know to keep the match and training ones separately, so they can they obviously, well, it's easier for packing and when we go away and to the bridge. This is the brand new Adipure, and obviously one of our highest players at the club's Frэнk Lэмpard, and he wears this style of boot. What we do with Franky's boots is usually once he comes in for training or match, we literally towel them off straight away with just a basic towel, but with warm water. We towel and make sure all the mud, all the grass comes off, and then we literally just a fine coating of a paste, see-through sort of paste-like dubbing that goes over it just to protect it a little bit. And with a fine brush, again, nothing too firm, because we find it takes the leather off, because it's such a fine and soft and nice leather. We find the soft brush works better, and it gets in and it puts like a coating across the leather so that it's not ripped or torn easily. Frank's, for me, the ideal way of how players should wear boots. Again, it's a couple of 2-3 games, tends to be, unless he goes on a scoring run in them, and he will change his studs, because he finds for whatever reason, being a high class athlete, he wants to have the peak performance. So he would obviously just say to us, I need a new pair, or he might go, keep me in them ones, they're doing the job. So things like that. Again, what we tend to do, I don't know if you can see this, but for Frank, we actually mark up the bottom of his boots so he knows what he's played in them. And obviously, if he's scored or not scored, he can obviously go, yeah, played well in that, I'll wear that again. Or he might go, I had a shocker there, I'll try a new pair. So it depends on Frank and what he wants for that particular game. Tends to be different. Michael Ballack would use his boot until they're falling apart. It's just the way he is. It's what he prefers, which, again, everyone has their own unique way. Frэнk Lэмpard, again, is 2-3 games maximum, unless he's on a unique scoring run and then he maintain it. But he tends to change them just because he feels that they lose that little bit of shape, or might stretch a little bit from where he's obviously the twisting and turning and movement of a game. So he likes to change more regularly, because it feels that suits him best. Either way is fine, just depending on obviously the person and the way they want to perform and feel they are performing. So some of it's psychological, some of it's actual not problems but issues with their feet. As you see from the back, there's a more stable heel, which is obviously players prefer that, so they're not going over on their ankles. And generally, I think it's a lot nicer visually. The sole plate's changed. It looks more studs maybe underneath, but generally it's a lovely boot, got to be honest.